Welcome back to 30 apps in 30 days. Today is day 5. It's a Friday. We've made it through the week. There's no weekend rest here on this challenge, unfortunately. But hopefully we can end the week strong on this Friday and not have any midnight scramble today. I've got a nice idea in mind, so stay tuned to find out what we're cooking. I woke up today and read, do you think founders should worry so much on a catchy domain name? Paul Graham says it's possible to have a good domain name, so why not? Do you drop a name if it's not a .com? And he said, I only look for .coms. And to be honest, this is a problem every builder has. You can even see in some of my past videos, I'm trying to find not only a name, but also a good domain name to match. So it's this kind of cat and mouse. Yeah, I'll use AI to generate some name ideas, go over, see if it's available. If it's not, what other extensions are there? But really you want the .com. And you know what? Maybe you'd be willing to actually pay for a good .com. So that's what we're building today. That's the problem we're tackling. The time is 2:30 now. Let's see what we can do. First things first, we're going to come over to Domainer, which I usually use for all my domain name searches. It's super fast and it just works. So hoping we can plug into their API, combine that with some AI creative search and create a really nice experience. So next time I need to find a good domain name, I can use this tool and get a bunch of good ideas and hopefully some good .coms. And you know what? Probably a powerful later feature, but imagine if there was some automated negotiation with some really good domain names that I could just fire out. A bunch of agents would go and make offers perhaps. And if you don't ask, you don't get. So why not get agents to ask? And before we start, I've spoken about this docs idea in some of these videos and about how getting context into your vibe coding tools is super important. And I'm just using the Firecrawl playground here. I punched in the Domainer docs URL and it gives me all the URLs from there, which is really cool. So what we could do is then get all the content from those pages with Firecrawl, drop it into Claude Code or a .md or something, or maybe get an LLM to organize it a bit so it's if we need any more structure. And then hopefully Claude Code can do a fantastic job of building this while I have my lunch. So let me get things set up. I do want a paywall for this because I think this is actually a very valuable tool. So I think what I'm going to do is get set up with a Next.js Superbase Stripe starter. But you know how some of these things go. If we don't have time for the payment, then maybe you're going to get another free product today. Maybe not. We'll see. But you're going to get something. And again, what I'm trying to do with these projects is find a super quick way that we can go from idea to build, and where we can be creative when we're building and we're not blocked by different environments or databases or technical problems. So hopefully by the end of this challenge, we have a very rigorous kind of here's what we do every time and it just works. Payment just works. Everything works. And I can share that with everyone watching. Sounds like a pretty good deal. All right, we caught ourselves procrastinating again. Next.js starter kit, let's just do it. Let's get people using it and then worry about all paywall and auth. Wasting time. We've got a podcast today as well, which is going to be good fun. Yeah, we got that at 6 p.m. So let's see what we can do in an hour and a half. I'm feeling good. See you soon. Okay, so I basically said building a tool is going to use the API, find .com names with it. And I basically said, how can I approach this? I gave it all the docs that I scraped earlier, but that is off to a good start. Business idea concept, generate the names, consider the variations. For each generated name, store available domains, keep only those. Yep, that sounds pretty good for me. Get rapid API key for testing. Oh no, that's not good, is it? For production, contact domainer. For commercial, that is not ideal. I mean, I'm sure we could. Rapid API. I got it. Oh, it's all through Rapid API. I get it. I do Rapid API actually. I've used it before for an app. Let's go Domainer. So the Rapid API is like a site where you've got a bunch of different APIs that you can just plug into super quick. Twitter API, Instagram, LinkedIn, Zillow. Pretty cool to play around with, and I'll get some inspiration of what you can build. And I think building an app just for an app's sake, like a calculator site, is a cool first thing to vibe code, and you can get that set up really quick. Next up, you can use AI to do something. Again, it's pretty cool, like an AI chatbot or an AI tool specialized on X. But then if you combine that with an API where you're going to get the data, then you can start using AI with the data. That's when you can start producing actually like really sick tools. For example, like Zillow, like you could build different tools that use AI for finding property or for improving listings. You can take one API and generate like 50 ideas. Maybe there's an idea there for generating ideas. Anyway, focus. Domainer. There we go. Another day, another fresh project. And I think we're getting quicker. Like it's 4 already, and I don't want to be working late tonight. I'm feeling pretty calm about it. Oh, I can't make this smaller. Alright, so we've given it all the context there. We've given it the docs, the Claude chat that we just had, and the domain API through Rapid API. Now we're asking it to put together a plan file, and we've also added the Shadcien MCP that had a bit of success yesterday. Not loads, but enough to warrant giving it another spin. I'll try and keep it a bit more simple this time. But yeah, we'll report back. Here's something cool I like to do. So it's just made a plan of attack here. We gave it all the context. So now let's drop that back into Claude. How's it going? How's it looking? So this gives us like another pair of eyes, and they can go against each other and keep making it better, because they're going to look at someone else's work and say, look here, but there are several other areas that need adjustment. So you're chucking it back and forth. AI is good in the first iteration. It's even better once you do it a few times, right? I mean, maybe there's another API we could use. But I would have thought this one would be pretty solid. No, not Namecheap. No, thank you. Let's go in through and make some adjustments to plan, which should hopefully mean when we actually start, we're going to be off to the races. Okay, so supposedly we are live. AI domain finder. Generate creative domain names for your business idea. A domain name finder. So what's it going to do? Checking domains. Only checking first three results for now. Find domino. Is that available? It is. I'll tell you what, it's not a bad name. Okay, sweet. That is working. What is that? What do we want to do? That's vibe code. Now we got it working, can you create some docs about how it all works, and then we can build on from that? So create a .md file. Cool, so now I'm going to get it to do a documentation of how it's working, and then we can make a new chat and vibe code from there. And we can save this to GitHub, so if we break stuff, we can go back. And that's a lesson a lot of vibe coders learn the hard way. And look at these docs out of the box. It's got everything there. It's got a little flowchart for us. You just love to see it. Cool. Okay, now we've got that, we can get to work. And this is what I mean. Once we're set up, now we can have some fun with it. Hey, let's make some updates. Obviously, use a README to understand how this flow currently works. What I'd like is for the first box to say, tell us about your product and some name ideas you might already have. And then we can take all that and pass it to GPT-4o. Now, I like this to be in steps. I like to show a stream of a bunch of domains that are generated. And I'd also like to make this opinionated. So I'd like to only be checking for .com names. So can you come up with a plan on how we're going to do that? But yeah, I like the steps thing because it gives the impression that we're doing a bit more. We're not just checking randomly our names. And then tell me about why can't we return a list of 10 to 15 domain names? Will this cost a bunch more? Do we know how much that's going to cost? Are we going to hit rate limits? Why don't we try and return like 5 .com domain name ideas? And the domain names should be clean. They should be good. We should try and make them as good as possible. So yeah, good luck. Come up with a plan. Let's get this working, then we can come up with... You can come in. All right, so we've got some pricing for the Domainer API. So I'm just checking how much it would cost. 1,000 users. So let's say if I want to spend $20 on the API. I thought, I mean, at the moment I'm checking like 15 because I'm scared it's going to cost too much. But I think we might be able to check quite a few more. 30,000. I think we could actually search a bunch, which kind of makes me think we could basically do loads more searches. So it's saying I could do 12 domain searches a month, 8 domain checks per user search. I also think don't do something that obviously isn't going to be taken like business. So I'm saying go for ambitious names, but don't go for like obviously taken .com names. Okay, it's Friday night in the UK, which means we've got to have a bit of fun. We've got to have a little beer, a big Peroni. Why not? Celebrate finishing out the week and hopefully get this app over the line. Let's aim for 8 p.m. Let's aim for 8 p.m. so I can take it easy this evening. Make sure we're fresh for tomorrow's build. That's what we're hoping anyway. So where are we at now? So let me type in domain name finder. We're using GPT-4o, so it's going to generate like different variations of names. So like animals, short punch. There's a Greg Eisenberg video that I want to punch in that has a bunch of advice on naming. So now it's checking all of these, and I think it would be cool if we showed the checking, and maybe it'd be okay. Why would we show 0 available domains? Also, are these really all taken? No way is that taken. That flip, Voxlo, Niexio, and these are bad domain names anyway. Okay, well, let me try use Claude and see if that makes the names any better. All right, Greg, I hope you don't mind, but I'm gonna take your advice and give it to an LLM and use it in my name generator. Okay, let's pinch this transcript. Oh, What's going on here? That pepperoni's gone to our head already. Right, let me drop it in to force on it. Let's give this a bit of firepower. So we're saying, let's make sure we've got a good prompt coming up. Name, here's a transcript on naming. Can we take this and make some sort of template to give to OpenRouter? I don't know why Opus doesn't know about Sonnet 4. It's strange. It was a bit cool if when it's searching the domains we could see that. What's nice here is that we're just pure vibe coding. We've got everything set up. We've got the functionality there. We're just tweaking it. We're going to make it work better, and then we're going to make it look better. And then we're going to get some food dropped off and call it a day. Okay, so this was pretty sick. So I did domain finder here, and it went through and did all of this. And then it went through individually, and I could see it checking also. It was actually quite fun to watch, kind of spinning a bit of a wheel. And we've got 5 found here. Name game strong. I like it. We might have to go with it. It's only right. So, yeah, what would happen if you didn't find it? What would the user experience be there? Let me ask Claude. What could we do if the user doesn't get any found domains? What would be a good UX? Give me some options. I think it's only right to go with name game strong. Alright, so it's saying option 1, try again with variation. And that is working very nice, to be honest. It does the job, it's valuable. A lot of people said you can't build a valuable tool in a day. Well, here we have it. Well, there we have it, folks. Name game strong. We have our first success of the product on product number 1. So that's pretty cool. So I'll put a pager out on Twitter. Let's say I've got vanilla this. What's the easiest way to set Stripe up with auth? I can't be spending hours on this every day. Do we try one and build it into this product, or do we release it for free? Let's give it to the viewers. Nice, free, valuable tool. And then if it does well, we can monetize it after that. But next week, I do want to start putting some paywalls up, because without a paywall, we're never going to get that revenue. And then they're just going to be visitors, which isn't a bad thing. Like, I think usage is a good sign. And in my opinion, get usage first, get the habit, and then monetize. Yeah. There we have it, 1,500 subs. On Sunday, we had less than 600. So that is really sick. So yeah, cheers for subscribing. Hope you're enjoying the content. Let me know in the comments as well if there's anything you want to see, anything specific, any tools you're interested in seeing. Other than that, let's finish off the joys. Look at this design, it's just whipped up. I was hoping we'd be able to end it there, but why can't I get this Shadcn MCP working? MCPs are so annoying when they don't work. So you can see, even when I don't need to, I'm messing around with this Shadcn MCP. It's almost like I want a Midnight Scramble. Who would have thought? And now, but this should hopefully be the last bit here. We plan the design, then we ship. So happy days. And I'm looking at food already. Okay, so apparently we've got a stunning professional UI that matches your comprehensive flow perfectly. Let's see about that, because right now I'm seeing a server error. Come on! If I get this, then I can go and get my Popeye's chicken. And I've been speaking about food a lot. Come on. Oh, come on, John. Come on. Let me out of here. Let me out of this dungeon. What have you been doing then? If you've not been creating them, because you've been doing something else. Okay, team, there we have it. Ending the week strong. Namegamestrong.com. So it's a domain search. Tell us about your product. Domain name generator. So what it's going to do, it's going to go and use Claude to generate a bunch of names. And we trained it on a special script. So if you want to see where that script is from, check out the full video. And then what it's going to do is it's going to go and programmatically search all those .com names. So this is the exact process that I do manually. I'll go and brainstorm names and then I'll search .com. This is going to save me so much time. Okay, you might have to look past this styling, but you know what? You can't make an omelette without cracking a few eggs, can you? And we'll let that one slide for now. So it's showing the unavailable domains, and we're seeing a bunch of good domain names here. My idea. And actually I got Name Game Strong from this. So if that's not a good demo, then I don't know what is. And let me know. Oh, we're getting a bit of a bug here, aren't we? And basically the AI was actually adding .code to the name. So we fixed that in an instant. And we've used a top tier compression app. So generating domain names, and then it's going to check them, check a bunch of these, and we haven't got any yet. There we go, compress way. That's pretty nice. Zip machine, I like it. So we're off to the races there. That is day 5. Hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to make sure you don't miss the rest of the challenge. This week I was just finding my feet. I've got big plans for next week. Still a bunch of ideas, and as I build more, I get more ideas. So you don't want to miss anything. And as you can see here, we're still working out our workflows. We're finding what's best. So as we move on, I'll be sharing these workflows with you. So as I get better and as I ship every day, hopefully you guys can pick up some of those tips and learnings. Until then, all the best.